My name is Van Sabinsky, and I'm doing my presentation on Love and Death in Willa Cather's O Pioneers. For my critical article, I chose Love and Death in Willa Cather's O Pioneers by Sister Peter Damian Charles, and this was published December of 1965. This article examines the intense emotions surrounding the ideas of love and death for different topics. It mainly includes the ideas of love for the land, love for those in your life, and the death that follows both. Throughout the whole novel, Carter seems to go over this simple idea of how these ideas affect the characters throughout the whole story. The author believes that this theme is foremost the most relevant and brings most richness to the novel. The main argument for the main theme of the novel is, like I said before, love of land, love of those in your life, and the death that follows. The poem within Prairie Spring in the beginning of the novel is said to bring readers a common theme and mood to the book as a whole. This novel can be studied in terms of this basic theme she presented along with the new levels of richness, and both theme and technique can be revealed by this simple study. She ends up concluding her statements with, "Love of the land is always safe, whereas love of human beings is not." For love of land, one quote that the author uses to describe how much the beauty of the lands affects Alexandra is, she had never known before how much the country meant to her. The chirping of the insects down in the long grass had been like the sweetest music. She had felt as if her heart were hiding down there, somewhere, with the quail of the plover and all the little wild things that crooned or buzzed in the sun. The author believes that there is no doubt at the ending of "The Wild Land" that Cather has drawn readers an image that Alexandra is a positive and wholehearted lover of the Western Plains. As Alexander as Alexandra's father is dying, he decided upon giving the land to Alexandra. Through thick and thin, Alexandra promised to let the land they own live on forever. Charles, the author, mentioned Alexandra's promise to her dying father, he will never, we will never lose the land, gives her commitment to the dark country, totality that is almost sacred. It almost seems as if the three main themes are almost tied together at this point. Alexandra's relationship with her father allows for her love of the land to continue on even when her loving father passes away. This is a connecting point the author of this essay ties together throughout the 11-page article. For love for others, the love of Emile and Marie grows and bears its bitter fruit. Does this aspect of life's experience manifest itself to Alexandra Bergson? I think the author explores the idea that both romantical and familiar love is complicated. Alexandra is known to have a decent relation with her brothers despite them not wanting to work under her, as she is a woman. Although Alexandra seems to care for Emile, who seemingly is in a reckless and tragic relationship. I think that this ties with the idea that Alexandra's love experiences are influenced by the events of Emile and Marie's relationship. The author also says since the road of love is not open to him, he chooses the path that allows for possible brushes of death. I feel like this means she believes that Emile is choosing a risky path because he is unable to pursue love, and that may bring issues to multiple different people, such as Alexandra, who has a pretty deep influence from their love life. for death. Oddly enough, death seems to make Alexandra who she is. Her father's death and the promises she made is what drove her success. This also came with great emotion prior to the death she faced. Alexandra was frightened. She explained this when she said, faced with her father's imminent death, she is perplexed and troubled. She even admits to her good friend Carl Lindstrom, I don't know what is to become of us, Carl, if father has to die. I don't dare think about it. I wish we could go. I wish we could all go with him and let the grass grow back over everything. I almost feel as if there were nothing to go ahead for. In relations to our class, I feel as if this novel presents many different themes throughout the story. In class, we talked a lot about the Homestead Act and what it did for Americans who were willing to move out west and grow the agriculture of the country. Many new opportunities were presented to those who took the risk. An opportunity that presented itself to Alexandra was the love she gained for the land she took care of for so many years of her life. This opportunity was granted by her father, who she worked so hard to get the trust of and love from growing up.